Mide, this is my question to you, sir. So in the last 15 years of being married, your life has significantly changed. You're traveling and different countries of the world. You are finer. You know, you've written dozens. I mean, the Bed Gang. You've written dozens of books. What started as just a few people in a room in terms of how church started has now grown globally. Multiple branches everywhere, extensions. Like, and then you've gotten more prosperous, multiple businesses. Basically, you are not the person you used to be. Like, she's also grown. And honestly, what it also means is there's more attention on you. There are obviously women who look at you and just feel like, I see fine guy. I mean, all those kind of things. There's attention there. I mean, and there are more platforms. Have you ever been sexually tempted?
Yes, I have. A couple of times, even from before we met.
Right.
Somehow, I think, I don't know, God has been so good to me. I've always been attracted to ladies from the moment I became born again, even as an unbeliever. I mean, I remember in secondary school how ladies, how I used to command the attention of ladies. Let me put it that way. So after I became born again, I thought it would be different. At 3 different times, ladies have walked up to me. Whenever I met Pastor Maureen to tell me that the Lord told them I was their husband. Even while I was on campus, I'll finish ministering. Somebody would just slip a note into my Bible. I wouldn't know. You know, I'll just leave my Bible there. By the time I get home,
and you open it,
and I open it, I'll just see love note. And at times I get to my room, on my door, anonymous note. I used to tell her, I mean, I used to get a lot of that. I mean, of course, you know. But you see, what has kept me is the grace of God. There is no man of God that is not tempted sexually. There's no man of God that is not tempted with the opposite sex. There are people who come, and when they come as friends and as daughters, as these. But by the time you start seeing and sensing signs, you know, things, the wisdom of God will demand that you pull back. And there are some people I met also, I didn't even see that they have any sinister motive. But my wife will pick it and will say, I'm not comfortable with a relationship with this person. And the moment she says it, you know, at first I want to say, no, no. But by the time she says it the second time, I'll just pull back. And I've done that many times. I'll just be like, okay, no problem. The thing is that it's not that I have interest. There's no vested interest. So if my wife is saying she's not comfortable, it's wisdom to listen to my wife. So she's done that a couple of times.
Can you repeat that, sir? That line.
It's wisdom. Whenever, and I'm telling the men.
Yes, sir.
In plain terms now, once your wife is not comfortable with any lady, please pull back. Except you have motives, except there's more to it. Because this is your wife. If she says she's not comfortable, then she's not comfortable. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't say, oh, you don't understand her. She doesn't have to understand her. Let me give you an example.
Sorry, sir. Especially one that is not a norm. For her to be uncomfortable with
Exactly.
You know, when she comes a few times,
because sincerely,
in this particular case,
sincerely, my wife doesn't send. Let me put it that way. My relationship with other women, she's not disturbed, she's not jealous, she's not uncomfortable, and that is why if she says it, which can be once in a blue moon, I just have to listen, because normally she wouldn't even interfere or so much even say anything. And that is one thing I thank God for her, about her. She's very secure. She's not, you know, I could sit there, for example, now all day with DDK now. The thing is that she knows who DDK is. She wouldn't even care. She doesn't even think, oh, what's going on? Let me check on them, you know. She's giving me that latitude. And that trust is also what I try every time to make sure I do not betray. I think what has helped me is just the wisdom to draw the line and to always tell every young lady around me up front. I always do that we're not in this, that this is PD. I'm not interested in you. I'm not asking you out, and I'm not going to have sex with you. I don't do all that. I tell young ladies up front. I said, so let's define this relationship. It's just to help you spiritually and to make sure that you fulfill destiny. And somebody you have told that up front. Even if your emotion is running haywire, you know who you are, and you don't want to present another thing that you are not. So even when those temptations are there, you pull back and you are like, no, this is not me. And so I can say by the grace of God, since we're married, I have never kissed any other woman.
Wow.
And I've never had anything to do with any other woman.
Wow.
To the glory of God. Temptations, yes, here and there, but not anything significant because you know how to draw the line. So same thing also, young ladies here and there, just cut off. And when they regain their sanity, you talk. Because people also have preconceived notions from where they are coming from. They've been abused by pastors and leaders, and they might just think you are one of them. And so you need to show them you are not.
They have to be enlightened.
And that is what has kept me. And I always tell my wife that before people can commit adultery or fornication, it takes an effort.
Can I comment on that?
Yes, ma'am.
There's also the part of the ladies actually not having ulterior motives initially. But because as a pastor, and I think that's why Paul said every wife should submit to her own husband. Because as a pastor, you command a measure of authority. Now you find some of these ladies, either the guys they are going out with or even married women, their husbands don't command that level of authority. And women naturally are
gravitate to authority.
They find authority in their pastor.
So when they find it in a pastor, it starts off with a form of attraction that is innocent. They just like that, you know, and all of something they are not receiving somewhere else. And it starts with a pure heart. And then if you have a pastor like my husband that is naive in certain things,
his heart is just pure,
truly concerned and detailed, really genuinely wanting to know
how you are doing.
And you know, the mannerism is as such too. It can be misinterpreted. And something that started as a innocent conversation can begin to have the wrong thoughts
in the person's heart.
And so that is just a word to pastors too, to know how to draw the line. Something my husband does most times, even after he had spoken to someone that came for a lady that's come for counseling, he would say my wife is a better counselor, whether or not I know the issue. And oftentimes he would call me into conversations and say, I think you should talk to my wife. Or I think she would, you know, the person came to see him, but he would be, I think you should talk to her. She's a better counselor. And I'm like, how do you know? I don't even know what the issue is.
I'm just protecting myself.
Yes. And in summary also, I would give it to him, 95% of the people who have lived with me are the girls, ladies, and I met them through him. Wow. They were introduced to me through him. And eventually they became my sisters. And he always like, oh God, these people that I was the one that, I'm not joking, looking back, 95% of them met him first. And then they became my sisters, my friends, and you know. So it just shows how, you know, people, and a lot of pastors' wives, because of that, avoid women girls staying with them and all of that. I've never had that kind of, you know.
So you've said a lot about this already, but I'm still just tempted to dig deep a little more in around this for you, Pimo. And my question, honestly, is, have you faced phases and seasons in your marriage when you ever got tempted to feel insecure? Okay. Like your husband is experiencing a new level of growth, a new level of prominence, he's making new connections, new associations. Have you ever felt left out? Have you ever felt like, I hope he's not outgrowing me? Have you ever felt like, I hope I'm measuring up? Do you see? Have you ever interacted with those kind of emotions, and how did you navigate it?
To be honest, yes. You know, a couple of times. You know, and a few times I would express my concerns, my burdens to him. One of the times is probably when I was nursing. You know, I had 3 children in 5 years. So I was either pregnant or nursing. And I really felt, because there was a fire I had coming from university about ministry, about partnering with my husband and all of that. And I just knew. And then getting married, yes, initially, but then when the kids started coming, I wasn't praying as much. And then he was still on fire. And I remember then there was a particular morning I cried. I was like, I don't understand. It's like I'm losing the connection, you know, and all of that. And he would be like, for this season, and he quoted that scripture about a married woman concerns herself with the things of her family and her husband. And God understands that season of your life. He said, at this season, I'm your covering. Wow. And so wherever lapses you feel, I'll cover for you. And that was quite comforting, you know, for me. And it took me through that phase until I got to a point where I now you know, got back to, you know, understand. And then if you have a husband like my husband that loves to rub some things in, you know, like how he's been rubbing in, you know, those of us that are doing MBA, and I'm like, God.
Hey, my God.
You know I'm not doing MBA. You know, and then he, not in a bad way, but it's just him. Yeah. You know, so there are times I feel, honestly, like, I'm not measuring up, like, okay, what's happening here? And a few times, I probably have said this to him, you know, he comes and he rarely talks about women of God that really gets him like that. So when he comes and he's all about, guy, like, I'm here.
I'm here.
You know, and he's just talking about this, I met this woman, you know, and all of that. But I've been able to sieve through all of that to find my place and to be comfortable in my skin.
Yeah, she's very secured, yeah.
It's a journey, it's a process. I won't say I arrived there in a day, honestly, I won't say so. You know, understanding, appreciating who I am, loving me for who I am, you know, whether or not affirmations come from him, they do come from him, honestly. But whether or not it comes, I've been able to bring myself to that place where I just say, Maureen, you're unique.
That's right.
There's not two of you. It's just one of you.
Amen.
And you are specially graced to occupy this position.
That's right.
As Maureen and as Ayodele's wife.
Wow.